Welcome to the PMdistilled talks. Today we are discussing about Sprint Zero. Uh, if you refer to the Scrum guide, there is no mentioning about Sprint Zero. This is a terminology that got evolved over a period of time by the practitioners of Scrum. So, what is Sprint Zero? Or is it this is the first sprint? Sprint Zero. See, basically, if you really, when we really get into developing a new product, uh, the basic things must be in place in order to start really incrementing the product. We have to set up the environment, all the necessary packages, software packages must be there. The team must be identified, they must be trained. The high level architecture must be decided. Architecture must be tested so that we should have enough confidence uh, to scale it. And so we may do spikes. We establish the model of the architecture. We continuously test it through spikes. When I say spike, for those who are new to software engineering, it is not a big feature. It is something that will test all the layers of the architecture together, so that using spikes we can really test the architecture, stress test as well as scalability tests. We can do. So after sprint zero, we will have the development environment set. The team is ready, and then they can the coding standards established, communicated. The minimum viable product is identified. The release planning is done, and we exactly know how we are going to proceed. And that is when we really get into sprint one. So before getting into sprint one, the sprint zero must be done. And the primary intent of sprint zero is to ensure that the environment is set up so that we can really start development confidently. Now, the next question is sprint zero outside the project or inside the project? So there is no hard and fast rule for this. So we can decide. So uh, maybe you can officially say sprint zero, and the theme of the sprint zero would be defining the architecture, testing the architecture, defining the standards to be followed, mobilizing the team, training the team, defining the minimum viable product, performing the release planning. All those things can happen uh, prior to or during the sprint zero. And so that from sprint one onwards, we can really start incrementing the